Welcome to another edition of the Recruiting Scoop. I'm Jarret Johnson, and I have good news for Red Raider fans out there as Texas Tech football picked up a huge commitment Sunday morning in the form of four-star safety Brenden Jordan out of Mansfield, Texas, Mansfield High School. Brenden Jordan, give you an idea of how highly he's rated. He's, according to the 24/7 Sports Composite, which is an average of the major recruiting services out there, he's 182nd nationally overall, the number 17 safety in the country, and the number 34 overall recruit in Texas for the 2023 class. Now, 24/7 Sports itself has Brenden rated much higher, 27th nationally, 10th in terms of safeties in the country, and then the number 26 overall player in Texas. This is big time for Red Raider football. To give you an idea of just how big his commitment is and what it means to the class, he's the second four-star commit for the 2023 class. There's already 11 commits. 11. Think about this. Texas Tech had 9 when Joey McGuire took over the 2022 class in November. Just a month away from the early signing period for the 2022 class. Now, Texas Tech ended up signing a really nice class, 18 high school recruits. McGuire and his staff did a great job with that, but this is how far ahead they are with this 2023 group, which, oh, by the way, with Brenden Jordan's commitment, jumped from 13th nationally to 6th nationally. Now, I don't expect Texas Tech necessarily to remain in the top 10 for the entire recruiting cycle, but this is, as I predicted in some hot takes here a while back, I do believe this will be a top 25 class, and that is, Tech hasn't done that in quite some time in terms of football recruiting. So what Joey McGuire is doing, landing guys like Brenden Jordan, a four-star safety, Isaiah Crawford's the other four-star who is staying in West Texas, four-star linebacker out of Post, and that's not to mention several of the other guys in this class who are highly rated, which is why the Red Raiders are sitting at 6th, though it's early. But, like I said, 11 commits. Now, so just looking at Brenden Jordan himself, what are the Red Raiders getting in this player? Well, you know, I know a lot of guys, analysts or people who cover recruiting or sports like to get all technical, and that's fine. There's a time and place for that for sure. But when I watch Brenden Jordan's tape on Huddle, it's clear. Two things just pop off. One, he's really fast. He is a fast player. He plays at the highest classification in Texas, basically, which means he's playing some of the best competition in the country in terms of high school football. And his speed pops off. I mean, the tape. And you watch it, you're like, okay, this guy's clearly one of the fastest players out there. But then you combine that with the fact that he loves to hit. So you got a safety who's fast and loves to hit. That's a really good combination for a safety. So I really like his tape. He also plays running back for Mansfield. He returns punts and kicks. So, I mean, he is a versatile player, which is a common theme with the type of recruits that Joey McGuire has been recruiting. And he's physical, also another theme, especially on defense, but for the team in general, and the type of guys they're recruiting. Fast, physical players. So, to give you an idea, some of the guys he chose Texas Tech over. His final 3 also included Arizona and Arkansas. And I want to give a shout out to Danny West over at hogsports.com. He interviewed Brenden here recently and contributed several really nice quotes about why he committed to Texas Tech, which I'll get to here in a minute. But some of the other teams he chose Texas Tech over include Colorado, Kansas, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, SMU, and USC, in addition to Arizona and Arkansas. But it was really impressive what I think what Brenden said and why he committed to Texas Tech. And again, this is from Danny West at hogsports.com who caught up with Brenden about his commitment to Texas Tech, part of the 24/7 Sports Network. Brenden said, "It was the opportunities that Texas Tech has for me. It's a great city, Lubbock. For a lot of people, West Texas is not for them, but Lubbock itself is a real city. It's not just sand and dirt. It's a real city. I feel like at Texas Tech, I can better myself, and I can have a chance to play earlier than I would at other schools." So he liked Lubbock. He visited on January 14th, and then obviously some early playing opportunities, which I think he will. Maybe not, actually, in his first couple of years. A couple of veteran safeties will probably be moving on. So, I mean, if you look at his speed and physicality, that combination, he continues to develop. Then, you know, a redshirt freshman year in 2024, something like that, you could see Brenden Jordan playing a lot. Maybe even by the end of his freshman year, the way, you know, attrition happens in college football. But he also talked about just how the coaching staff and Joey McGuire and his reputation, just in how they made him a priority and how much that meant to him and his recruitment. He said, quote, "The visit was very crucial because it was pretty much like a one-on-one visit. There were a couple other people there, but Coach McGuire sat down with me for an hour, meeting with me and my family. He's a real nice guy. He coached at this high school that's like 15 minutes from where I play now. Of course, he's talking about Cedar Hill, where Joey McGuire won 4 state championships in his Hall of Fame career there at Cedar Hill High School. So, yeah, here we go again. Joey McGuire's reputation paying off. Also, just his ability to close, obviously. And then, you know, you look at the class that they're amassing. It's really exciting. This is like, it's almost a guarantee Tech's going to win more because they're recruiting so much more talent, better talent, and more of it, which sounds pretty good, right? So that is going to lend some great dividends. I mean, it really should. I hate to do guarantees, but I mean, when you recruit that much more and that much better talent, I mean, in the end, it is going to pay off. That's what it's all about. I mean, I'm a big believer in the Jimmy and the Joes. I really am. And speaking of that, of course, Texas Tech's not done on the recruiting trail. They never seem to stop. And Brenden Jordan said he's going to help out in the effort. He mentioned Cordell Russell. He played for his 7-on-7 team. He just decommitted from TCU a couple of days ago. Then there's a few around here I know. One other DB who's silently committed, and he should announce soon. That's the thing about it's been interesting covering recruiting, is that we've known about some of these guys that have been silently committed, and you just wait. Sometimes, like for example, on that junior day, they had so many commits. They wanted everybody to have their own time to shine with their announcement. They kind of waited it out, but there were so many guys that committed on that Saturday that didn't, like, it was days later that they actually announced, and they got their graphics together and all that stuff, their edits. But it's just, it's fun covering Texas Tech football recruiting again, and I think it's only going to get better and better. Coach McGuire and his staff obviously are doing an amazing job, and Brenden Jordan is just great evidence, just further evidence and great evidence of those facts. So stay tuned for the next one, the next commitment announcement and video. But with that, I want to thank you for watching, and until next time.